Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this latest edition of Tales from Outer Space. Hope you enjoy. Story number 1, Taking Him Home, written by Kai Dobson. Sir, what are you doing? Gaia to Hermes. What is your situation? Hermes to Gaia. Mr. Speckman is trying to take off his helmet. The stunned silence in the control rooms up on the superstation, orbiting the moon and on the back of the surface of the Earth, hit Aaron like a well-struck baseball. For every possible contingency of things going wrong, as the mission director, he had someone in both rooms who was the world-class expert in unfucking the situation. Except for this, apparently. Earth to Gaia, ready the QRT for possible assistance with the Hermes crew ASAP, Aaron ordered, and without reply, he could see the Gaia Quick React team spring into action. Moments later, the video footage from the Hermes craft finally settled, and the whole world could see just what was happening through the wormhole on the alien planet Mr. Speckman had been picked for their first extrasolar foray. The billionaire who had been on the forefront of the entire boon in space exploration over the past 8 years had fully pulled his helmet off before the atmosphere sensors had compiled the data to see what elements made up the gases around them. It pinged moments later, and Earth confirmed that it did not have the right combination for humans to breathe. Except Mr. Speckman was taking a full, deep breath. I've missed the smell," he said, the microphone by his neck still picking up every sound that he would make. "The nitrogen count is so high, it made me feel sick all that time. But this..." He took another deep breath through his nose before opening his eyes to look at the captain of Hermes 2 mission. "Thank you, Lizzie," he smiled, a dastardly smiled, "but I'm afraid this will not be a giant leap in mankind hopes it to be." The rocks that surrounded their landing area moved, and Lizzie realized that they were fake. They had been camouflaged to hide well-armored soldiers. They trained their weapons on the 2 humans, and Lizzie put an arm out in front of Haskell, both to make him feel safer and to make them edge back towards the Hermes craft. "This planet that you so rigidly called Glace 581C is what my people call the Barrier." "There we have it," Aaron said as he turned the black-suited group in the corner, who nodded back at him. "My real name is Alasumi Speckmagati," the being claimed as his skin began to shed its Caucasian features. His nose fell off and revealed the snake-like slits that fluttered to remove the fake skin that had covered it. His skin was dark brown and layered in scales. Therefore, Alan Speckman seemed appropriate. "We did wonder what you really were. I bet you..." Alasumi Speckmagati paused as her words registered in his mind. "You did what?" "We all knew something was wrong the moment you did that first speech." The first speech?" "You came out of nowhere, had no family that anyone could trace, and were suddenly impossibly rich through lucky investing, and were then proposing wormhole travel to extrasolar planets," Lizzie said. "Why not just build a permanent wormhole to Mars and call it a win? No, you kept pushing for this extrasolar mission, and so we just went along with it. You united all of humanity's space agencies into a singular and powerful force for the sciences and technologies. You gave us breakthrough after breakthrough. You didn't think that we would find that suspicious." "You knew all this time. Why not arrest me? Interrogate me?" "Look around." Lizzie vaguely gestured to the planet that they were on as soldiers began to approach hesitantly. "You've pushed the peak of human technology far beyond what we could have discovered within the next half a millennia, and we've still got all your notes back on Earth to rifle through." But... The alien was dumbfounded. He had pushed too hard and too quickly. Now where were we? With wormhole technology, and we're mere moments away from perfecting FTL technology. We don't actually need you anymore, so why not bring to the place that you were so desperate to go? We guessed that it was your home world, or one your species controls. It is. And now what? You subjugate us, or you reveal your alien nature and make first contact? Both? Alasumi Speckmagati stuttered. "My mission is to bring you into the fold and have your people bolster our army to take over the galaxy." "Why not just ask for our friendship?" "That was not my mission." "Should have just made us your friends." A wormhole appeared under the feet of the 2 humans, and they fell through to safety back on the Gaia Superstation. Before Alasumi Spec Magati and his fellow soldiers could do anything else, the Hermes craft exploded and threw the aliens backwards. When the ringing in his ears stopped and the dusty smoke began to clear, Alasumi Spec Magati looked at the wreckage and back at the other soldiers in defeat. Shit! End of story. Story number 2. The Impalers, written by Flaming Raven. It was a small, backwater world of little importance. Its name was Sylvanas, a Terran forest world. We had previously owned this world, before the humans joined the Galactic Senate. Then, it became part of their territory. We wanted it back. These were, after all, primitive apes, who shot themselves into space. Yes! Shot! The Terrans had never developed anti-gravity technology. Instead, they brute forced their way through their own atmosphere. We believed that we were far superior to these humans. After all, they were puny and frail compared to us. They had no intimidating qualities whatsoever. Nor so I thought. It was a war, just like any other. Our men died, their men died. Then my division, the 113th Shellage Corps, made landfall on Sylvanas. Dense woodlands pocketed with brief fields and settlements. The battle for Sylvanas was not waged against a Terran army of any renown. Instead, they chose to form a militia. Militia! The gall of such a pitiful race, thinking civilians with sharpened sticks could challenge us. Months wore by. We were advancing at an inexorable pace. Then the report came in, sent by a laser transmission. Nalagata. For those reading this whom are not of the Stasharoth, Nilgata is the name of an ancient Stasharathian legend. And Nilgata was a demon who sought to bring death to any near it, a demon of war, of death. I sent a scouting contingent to the last known coordinates the transmission came from. The vid feeds came back. I'd never seen anything like it. Not even amongst war criminals from across the galaxy. We were missing some 100 soldiers. They'd gone missing sporadically, 1 or 2 a day. We found them. Remember those sharpened sticks I mentioned earlier? The Terrans had set up a field of some odd 100 soldiers impaled on massive wooden spikes. Some are still alive, others long dead. The humans who decided to implement this have evaded arrest, but has been identified. His name? Doran Tepes, apparently. And this is a rumor, mind you. He can trace his family tree all the way back to a man the humans called Vlad Impaler. To any and all reading this after-action report, if you value your sanity, do not attack the humans. They are a people of death and terror. They will bring unspeakable cruelty upon your peoples. Beware the terror. Beware the Impalers. General Sultan of the Stasharathian Hegemony, 212th Calcutta Division, formerly of the 113th Shillage Corps, transferred after complete destruction of core structure. We, of the Stasharathian Hegemony, acknowledge that Sultan had a mental break sometime during the Morning War. His account of events is already being speculated by members of the Department of Truth. Please, if you find anyone reading or speaking of this account, please report them to the nearest DOT representatives. Thank you for your compliance. Stashira stands strong. End of story. Story number 3. Magic and Humans, written by IMOE Reset. Magic, the ethereal force that allows all sapiens to manipulate the elements to their liking. It is a primary drive of all sapiens and the development of their civilization. It was simply a fact that magic was everywhere in the galaxy. Well, everywhere except Sol. You see, Sol has one peculiarity. Scans from our prophecies indicate that magic was present in the system once, but then it was used up and never replenished. This has a lot to do with the residents of Sol, namely the humans of Earth. Yes, Earth, the ground we step on. Don't ask me why they named their planet with that name. The humans used magic wantonly, with acts of magecraft and miracles. They used it either for power or development, not unlike others. But the magic in their system was scarce, and it was used up. So they turned to the only path we did not even know existed: technology. What is technology? Technology is the usage and development of tools to achieve a certain purpose. From as simple as cooking food to as complex as traversing the stars without the use of magic, as the humans have done with the Alderain Horic drive. Humans were introduced into the galaxy without the arcane arts, and they were flooded by questions. How did they get out of their system, or even planet without magic? How do they do anything without magic? And that is where humans introduced us to technology. Now mind you, we didn't shun them. After all, mages are natural scholars, and we mages are curious about everything that we don't know about. So what if the humans didn't use magic? So what if their starvoid ships look and operate differently? It was an entire new world for us, and magic was an entire rediscovered world to humans. You see, myths and legends don't come from nothing. And although many things and tales in human mythologies and fantasy are entirely made up, most of it are still real. So upon the rediscovery of magic, humans, to borrow the phrase from them, went ham. Now it is not uncommon to see Chinese humans standing upon flying swords, or Greek humans wielding the elements of their favorite mythological god, or even humans using magic alchemy to attach or transform part of themselves to match the descriptions of their creatures of fantasy, like angels and werewolves. Humans are also great at magic loopholes. For example, there was a human necromancer who raised other necromancers as undead, and now he is considered a magic weapon of mass destruction by the galaxy. But it doesn't end there. Humans, having developed technology, naturally combined the two, and so now humans have the strongest military in the galaxy. No need to fear, though, they are very kind. But if there is one phrase of theirs that strikes me, it is the "any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic." Yes. End of story. I would just quickly like to thank the T5 channel members and patrons: Caspar Arnholtz, Cam Maxwell, Parky, It's Difficult to Pronounce, Lord Azrakul, and Arcadian.